Hey guys, it's me, the Bombay Chef Varun Namdar, and welcome to Rajshri Food. We're talking about recipes and its simplicity. How simple can a recipe get? Well, sometimes as simple as the name itself. Today's recipe is called Pepper Paneer Fry. As simple as adding pepper to paneer and frying the peppered paneer. Confused? Let's begin. Like I said, it's a very simple recipe, and a simple recipe calls for very simplistic, bare minimum few ingredients. Let's begin with cutting the paneer into dices. For a recipe like this, do not get adventurous and use something like a malai paneer. Use paneer which is slightly firm. A basic thumb rule for this recipe is, whenever you wish to make this, ensure that the paneer is at least a day old so that it's nice and firm. Keep it in the refrigerator and let it firm up. Let's cut this like so. Again, you can cut these into dices, cut these a little elongated, completely personal. But what happens is, a dice is always easier to fry and handle. Let's cut this like so. While cutting the paneer, what I've also done is simultaneously kept some oil to heat on high flame so that we're ready for the frying process. But before we go there, let's transfer these pieces into a deep bowl for marination. Marination as simple as salt and pepper. Beginning with salt, ensure that all these ingredients are sprinkled well rather than just dumped into or thrown into one corner, because you also have to toss it later. In that whole tossing process, there are chances that the paneer pieces may crumble or break. So ensure that you sprinkle the ingredients so that the mixing is at its least. Moving on to adding in crushed black pepper, freshly crushed, because this is in a way one of the only flavors in this recipe and also one of its only spices in the recipe. Moving on to cornstarch. Well, cornstarch will ensure that the pieces of paneer are nice and crisp on the outside, and eventually, of course, because of the heat, they'll become soft and juicy from within. Let's toss this well with very gentle hands. Our pieces of paneer are now coated in cornstarch. It's important to also jiggle all the excess cornstarch out, and this straight goes in hot oil. Once the pieces of paneer are dropped into fry, do not immediately get tempted to start stirring it or start flipping it, because there are 99% chances that the paneer will break in oil. Give it some time. Once it starts getting that golden brown rim on the outside, that's where you gently flip it and ensure that it's fried perfectly on all the sides. Our pieces of paneer are beautifully fried and ready. Let's gently lift these and transfer these on an absorbent kitchen paper to absorb all the excess oil. Well, technically, this is known as used oil. How do we reuse this? You can cool this down as of now and use this for your dals, for your temperings, for your sabzis, or anything of that kind. The next step is to heat a wok on high flame and add in just a touch of oil. Once the oil heats up, ensure that the oil is swirled all across the wok. This recipe at this stage also will need very little oil because the paneer has a lot of oil. While tossing also, that oil is going to help. Let's begin with capsicum, and immediately let's follow this up with petals of red onions. Let's toss this well. And while we are doing this, ensure that the capsicum and onion, of course, need to be cooked, but they should retain that little bit of its bite, because all of this, that crunchiness of the vegetable and that softness of the paneer from inside and that crisp coating on the outside, all of this needs to be maintained. So at this stage, you need to be really quick and agile. Let's move these vegetables aside, and in the oil, I'm going to add in crushed ginger, garlic and green chilies. Just a touch of it, not too much. We need to cook this till the raw flavor of the ginger, garlic and green chilies go away. Once that's done, we're going to stir this with the onions and capsicum and give this one final toss. Let's slide in pieces of peppered paneer, a touch of soy sauce, some more salt, this time only to do with the capsicum and the onions, and finally some more pepper, because remember the dish, is pepper paneer. One final toss. Your recipe is done and ready. Now, whether you call this fried pepper paneer, paneer pepper fry, paneer fry pepper, whatever the name is, this is as simple as this. This is one of the most amazing yet simple starters for your family and your friends. Make this and let me know how you like it. Now, if you think about it, easy, tick. Quick, tick. Simple, tick. Tasty? Let me know in the comment section.